What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hustle. And yes, this is the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways. You'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right, got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for. All right. And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only. Not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members. And we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you tired of being a zero? You ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos and y'all get them notifications, it's going to be some information that's going to help you win. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about CPNs. Yes, CPNs is definitely becoming the new wave in the scam and fraud game. And a lot of people are still confused on the difference between a CPN and a pre-built CPN. People just think a CPN is just a CPN. No, you got CPNs out here and you got pre-built CPNs. And a lot of people need to know the difference between the two, because not knowing the difference between the two will get you in a lot of trouble, will get you in situations and to be in. So today we're gonna be talking about the difference between CPNs, pre-built CPNs, how people are getting $50,000 loans with CPNs and pre-built CPNs, how people are getting cars, apartments, you name it, with these CPNs. So with that being said, let's get into the gems that y'all already know gonna help y'all win. All right, and my bad, I'm over here doing these lows for people. So if y'all catch, like, I'm gonna be in my phone a lot doing things, and because people want these lows and people getting to the bag. So my bad. All right. And if you ain't got yours, get in where you fit in, lock in, 250 and up. Really 300 and up. So back to it. So CPNs, what are CPNs? CPNs is a credit profile number or a credit privacy number, whatever you want to say. And that name and that acronym is all made up. The CPN does not exist. The government, okay, put it like this. It exists, but the government didn't make it up. Like, they didn't say, okay, this is a CPN. No, they didn't do that. People basically came up with a clever name for synthetic identities, fake identities, right? So basically, synthetic identities have been issued, will have been issued to people that's like in the witness protection program when they go to jail and get out, and they snitched on a whole lot of people, and they get a synthetic identity so people won't know who they are, where to find them, and things like that. They go on as a whole new person. And this loophole that the government created allowed regular people to be able to exploit this loophole, meaning that allow regular people to utilize synthetic identities. So a lot of scammers and fraudsters do their research and they figure out that most there are numbers out here, social security numbers, that have not been issued to anybody. There's numbers out here. Might be hard to find, but there are numbers out here. So a scammer or a fraudster will do their due diligence and they will find these numbers. Now, finding these numbers is not just so, let me go to this website and see what numbers have not been issued. No, you got to do a lot of work and a lot of hard work, or get lucky to find numbers that have not been issued. But people who know about CPNs, or they know how our numbers are created. The first three numbers is the prefix. Well, basically, the first six numbers, well, basically, the first five, six numbers basically tell you what area and what year this number was issued. So that's an important factor that people don't know when it comes to these numbers. And a lot of times people just use their same number and they just change the last four, the last three, or the last numbers to keep the same prefix in the same area in the year of their original number or original profile. So once they find the number, now they try merge it. So they found a number that has not been issued. Now they got to open up a bank account. Once they open up a bank account, that number, that information will be pushed through public records. Since this is a brand new profile, you can't just go to any bank and open up a bank account with these profiles, these CPNs. So people figure out what banks are CPN friendly. And then they figure out that banks that don't pull the check systems that allow people, that gives people second chances with banks, are the banks that are CPN friendly. So they find all the banks that don't pull from the check system. And it's a lot of banks that don't pull from the check system because a lot of things happen. People, like when you get a bank account closed or whatever, it goes to the check system. Like you might owe that bank money, or you might been doing fraud or whatever. It goes into the check system. So when you go to open up another bank account, it's going to pop up and they're going to see that, and they might decline you from opening up a bank account with them, or you might not be able to open up a bank account with any type of banks. So utilizing the check banks that don't pull from the check system is how most people open up banks with these numbers. So they open up banks, and some of these banks even offer secured credit cards and loans, meaning that you can utilize your own money and get a credit card or a loan that will report to that credit profile, which will generate a credit score for your TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Now that the score is generated, now that it's tri-merged, they can go about their willy-nilly. Cell phone bills, paying the bills, doing what an average American would do, building a credit profile in the maturity on that credit profile. But people are in a hurry. People need money now. People don't got time to be adding credit and trade lines to doing all that work right there. So people say, how can we utilize or get credit profiles that we can use right now? So that's where the pre-built CPNs came in at, because it takes a little time to actually create a new profile utilizing a number that has not been issued, and to add trade lines and build the credit scores on it. Because at the end of the day, when you repairing credit, it's the exact same thing. It takes about 2 years to really get a good credit profile, to establish a good credit profile. A scammer or a fraudster, they don't got time for that. They don't got to wait. They need money now. So that's where the pre-built CPNs came in at. They said, where can we get credit profiles that's already established? People have credit profiles that's already established. So how can we get people's information with good credit profiles? So they figure out ways how to get that. And like I said, there's a lot of almost everybody is scamming or committing some type of fraud, some type of way. And we got to start understanding and realizing and paying attention that people are handling our personal information on a daily basis, from bank tellers to call centers to wherever we need, wherever there's money being handled in accounts, there your personal information will be there. So when we call into our banks and check into our accounts and all that, and you talking to a customer service representative, 9 times out of 10, they're not at no bank office. They're at home, working from home. You call into your car dealership and you talking to somebody in the customer service department. They're 9 times out of 10, they're at home. I personally noticed because I knew somebody that worked in a car customer department, and they worked from home 3 times out the day and went to work 2 times out the week. Out the week, they worked from home 3 times, and then they went to the office 2 times. It was like Wednesday and Thursday they went to the office, and then Monday, Tuesday they worked at home, and Friday they worked from home, and they got off early or something like that, right? And And I'm just like, man, she handling all these people's information in the bed, naked with me getting hunched on, and I'm looking at all this information right here. I can see this. So a lot of things are going through my mind. Like, just imagine how many other people at home with this information, with people who we don't know that's around them, that you don't know what they're doing with that information. They can easily be getting that information and selling it to people, easily getting that information and selling it on the dark web. So us as a people, we are all vulnerable, because in order to get the things that we need, we have to exchange it for our personal information. When you go get a loan, you have to get them your personal information: a credit card, personal information; bank account, personal information; a card, personal information. We got to give our personal information all the time. So just imagine how many places our personal information is stored, and people are in control of these places where the personal information is being gathered. So they find people with these good credit profiles and they say, okay, we got this credit profile, we got this information. Now we need to be able to go into these places and utilize this profile. We're going to need an ID. So then they get a fake ID that's associated with that information, with that person, with the other person who the scammer's picture. Now, people, it's a lot of slow people out here. It's a lot of people out here, and y'all got to start paying attention to these people out here. It's a lot of people out here that actually know that a pre-built CPN is stolen identity, but they play it off as if they didn't know, and if they do get caught, they tell on the person who sold it to them. Because at the end of the day, when you have a fake ID, you should already know something fishy going on. At the end of the day, there's no physical way for anybody to build a credit profile without any information. Because like I told you before, a pre-built CPN is structured around that person's information. If my name is John Smith, that CPN name is going to be John Smith. Everything is going to be the same, but the address and the number. Pre-built CPNs are some completely different person. A lot of times people just use anybody's information. It might just say a scammer look like me. They using a white man that's 6'3", 256 pounds, and 56 years old, an old linebacker or something. That information is going to pop up when you go to the DMV and you get your ID, your driver's license, and all that information is right. That's in the system, meaning that when you scan a card or type in the driver's license number, that information, the picture is going to pop up at banks, at almost anywhere where you need to show your ID. They scan, like a lot of stores are getting ID scanners that can scan the card, and that right information will pop up. If it don't match that what's on the card, fraud. They checking to see the holograms to the card. Don't see it, fraud. Like, it's a lot of red flags. A lot of people be having fake IDs that say issued 4 years ago, but the card be brand spanking new. You got an ID that was issued 4 years ago. 9 times out of 10, that card is going to have some wear and tear, some fading going on, all different type of stuff. A lot of people don't pay attention. A lot of people be so trying to get to the do stuff and so in a rush that they mess up on things like that and they get caught. So identity theft and CPNs, pre-built CPNs, are definitely the wave right now. People are trying to get lump sums of money, meaning that the only way you can get a lump sum of money is with banks. And in order to get anything from a bank, you need documentations, you need information, personal information, to be able to qualify for that. So that's where a lot of people are starting to do. A lot of people are not into the cybersecurity world and not into the, or doesn't really know how to do methods and do all this other things. So if documentation is fake documentation is all they need, and a pre-built CPN is all they need to potentially get a loan, credit card, line of credit, they're gonna do that. Vice versa, trying to do this method right here that you need socks and proxies, and you gotta go on the dark web and need Tor browser, and you gotta make sure you got this iPhone and go type in. They're not trying to do all that. They'd rather somebody say, "Hey, go get these documentations. We're gonna make you a fake ID and go in the bank and apply for this or get that." Sounds way easier. Oh, for a scammer or a fraudster to be able to do the things that they need. So pre-built CPNs is definitely the wave. CPNs is definitely the wave because a lot of people are brainwashed people. Most people in the world are followers, and they do is monkey see, monkey do. They see somebody doing this and it look cool, they're gonna do it. A lot of people get pre-built CPN apartments, which is the dumbest. I mean, depending on what you're doing, but they get caught. Like I did videos of people, reaction videos, analyst videos of people telling their CPN stories, and it's like, do you hear yourself? I didn't did reaction videos of people trying to get cars with CPNs, and I say, do you hear yourself? People automatically telling the person who they brought it from, they make up lies like, "Oh, I didn't know you can do this." Somebody even said, "Oh, somebody told me you can have a second chance credit profile." When in the HE double hockey sticks have you ever heard anybody say anything about a second chance credit profile? What is that? That's just made up. People make up things to sound good all the time, and it don't even be legit. So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware out there. Because if you're not safe, you're not cautious, you're not aware, you could potentially be somebody buying pre-built CPNs. You could be somebody that's potentially having identity theft committed on you. And if you know how to keep yourself protected, it won't happen. So Norton LifeLock, get your Norton LifeLock. They'll monitor your financial accounts and your social media accounts, and also monitor your personal information and make sure it's not floating around and being sold on the dark web. So make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLocks. Make sure you guys are freezing your credit profiles from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. If it's frozen, can't get anything in your name. Nobody, not you, not a scammer. So freeze them credit profiles until you ready to use them. Also, get y'all make sure y'all changing out y'all debit and credit card numbers every so often, because every time we tap, swipe, and insert and buy DoorDash and buy stuff online, our credit card and debit card numbers are stored on databases. And by being stored on databases, is always a compromised leak or hack that's going on. And if that does happen, then that old information will be there, and you won't get no credit card fraud or debit card fraud to be committed on you, because the old information was there and you got a new debit card and credit card with new information. So every so often, change them numbers because you feel like you just been tapping your card too much and ordering stuff too much, and you know it's always a leak or compromise or hack. It just make you feel better inside to know that old information, you got new information, and old information is out there. All right, so get your Norton LifeLock, freeze them credit profiles, and change your debit and credit card numbers every so often, and stay more safe, stay more cautious, and be more aware of the scammers and the fraudsters that's going on out here. All right, so shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me keep going. Y'all motivate me keep dropping this sauce, and y'all motivate me keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime one-on-one limit gyms are $1,000, but for this time only, I'm doing it for 600. Yes, 600. Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right. No screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 250, 10 seats. Ask me anything you want to ask me. Get help with anything you want to ask, and get help with many lessons. Class. It's gonna be a class type of setting. So make sure y'all book y'all seat on that. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the crypto tour in person limit gyms, 3,500. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the month-long mentorship, $1,000. First 10 people, 500 free load. Make sure y'all checking out my vendor platform on Telegram and Potato App, me and their networking world. Make sure y'all still looking for people for the production company. Still looking for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameramen, women, gamers, streamers, and content curators. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitches, my TikToks, and IGs. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world, because it's changing people's lives. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how to get down in these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.